Have you ever gotten to the end of a long, busy day at work, looked back and just thought, what did I actually get done? I mean, sure, you were busy, you answered emails, you were in meetings, but did you make any real solid progress? That feeling, that constant struggle to focus in a world that's just pinging and notifying you 24/7, that's the big problem for pretty much all of us these days. So how did we even get here? And more importantly, what can we do about it? Let's dive in.
I mean, it's the big question, isn't it? Why is it so hard to just focus? We've got more tools, more tech, more everything than ever before, but our most precious resource, our attention, feels like it's constantly under attack. You sit down, you're ready to tackle that big project, and literally minutes later, ping, a notification pulls you right out of it. It's a universal battle, for sure. And get this, the scale of this problem is absolutely staggering. A study from McKinsey found that the average knowledge worker, someone like you or me, spends over 60% of their week on stuff like email and just searching the internet. 60%. That is way more than half our work lives spent just reacting to things, not actually creating or thinking. It just shows how shattered our attention has become. Okay, so to figure out the solution, we've got to properly define the problem. Cal Newport, in his amazing book, Deep Work, basically splits everything we do at work into two buckets. On the left here, you've got shallow work. You know what this is. It's the low-value, logistical stuff like answering emails. Easy to do when you're distracted. But on the right, that's the good stuff. That's deep work. The stuff you do when you're totally zoned in. No distractions, pushing your brain to its limits. This is where the magic happens.
And that brings us to our first big idea. And honestly, it's not an exaggeration to call this a war. Every single day, countless apps and websites are literally fighting for your focus. And there is a real hidden cost to letting them win. So, who are the main enemies in this war for our attention? Well, according to Newport, it's what he calls network tools. And that's a really broad category. It's everything from your email and Slack to Instagram and news sites. They're basically engineered to be addictive, and they have absolutely shredded our ability to just concentrate for a solid chunk of time. And you know, this isn't just a feeling, it's actual biology. Check out this brain scan. That red line shows your brain firing on all cylinders when it's really paying attention. It's a high energy state. So when you're constantly switching from a task to your email, back to the task, to a notification, you're forcing your brain to fire up like this over and over and over again. You're just completely draining your mental gas tank for the day. But here's the good news. There is a powerful antidote to all this distraction. By learning how to do deep work, we can not only get our focus back, but we can also tap into one of the most productive and, honestly, satisfying feelings a person can have. Now, deep work isn't just about working hard. It's way more specific than that. It's about doing your work in a state of pure, uninterrupted concentration. And here's the key part. The tasks have to push your cognitive abilities right to the edge. It's in that intense, focused zone that all the breakthroughs really happen. And the big reward for all this effort? You get to achieve what psychologists call a flow state. And you know this feeling. It's when you're so in the zone that the rest of the world just melts away. You completely lose track of time, and the work almost feels effortless. It's the absolute peak of performance. Mihaly Csikszentmihalyi, he's the psychologist who basically discovered and named the whole concept of flow, and he just nailed it with this quote. He reminds us that the best parts of life don't come from just chilling out. They come from us choosing to stretch our minds to tackle something that's both hard and important. Deep work is pretty much the highway to that feeling. And this chart here explains it perfectly. Look, if a task is way too hard for you, you just feel anxious. If it's way too easy, you get bored out of your mind. Flow happens right there in the middle. That perfect channel where the challenge is just right for your skill level. It pushes you, but it doesn't totally overwhelm you. It's the sweet spot.
Okay, so we get it. Deep work is the goal. It's powerful, it's satisfying. But how do we actually do it? This isn't a switch you can just flip on. It's a muscle. It's a skill you have to train. So let's open up the toolkit for building that concentration. All right, here's one of the most powerful habits you can start tonight, the shutdown ritual. Your brain needs a really clear signal that the workday is over so it can stop spinning its wheels. So step one, write down every incomplete task that's bugging you. Get it out of your head. Step two, quickly map out a plan for tomorrow. And step three, this is the secret sauce. Actually say a phrase out loud, like shutdown complete. It sounds silly, but it creates a clean mental break so you can actually rest. Next up, you cannot just wait for deep work time to magically appear in your day. It won't. You have to fight for it. You have to defend your calendar. That means time blocking specific do not disturb sessions for your most important projects. A great tactic is to split your to-do list into deep and shallow piles. Then schedule all that shallow work, like emails, for when you have less energy. Protect your peak focus hours like a hawk. Okay, this next one is a huge mental shift, and it might feel a little weird at first. Our brains are now wired to crave constant input. The second we feel a moment of boredom, we reach for our phones. To retrain your focus, you gotta flip the script. Don't take breaks from your work to go look at distractions. Instead, take breaks from focus. Just be bored for a few minutes. Stare out the window. It's in those quiet moments that your brain actually heals and gets stronger at resisting distraction. And now for the really modern twist. We've been talking about how tech is often the bad guy when it comes to focus, but what if we could use the most powerful technology out there, AI, as our ally? What if we could use it to just get rid of all that shallow work that breaks up our day? Let's look at a few examples. Scheduling. The endless back and forth emails to find a time. An AI tool like Motion can just handle that for you. Or meetings. Instead of trying to listen and take notes at the same time, an AI assistant can transcribe and summarize the whole thing. And research? Instead of drowning in a million browser tabs, an AI tool can just read everything and give you the synthesized answer. The benefits of doing this are just huge. When you use these AI tools, you're not just saving a few minutes here and there. You are actively reducing your mental load. You're automating the boring stuff that sucks your energy. You're getting back the brain power you need for the deep, creative thinking that really matters. It's all about fighting burnout and protecting your focus. So where is all of this heading? Well, it's pointing to a totally new way of thinking about productivity. It's a future where we aren't just gears in a machine, but we're the strategic thinkers who use technology to make our unique human skills even more powerful. You see, the end goal isn't just to work more or work harder. It's about working smarter. It's about being more intentional and, frankly, calmer. By letting AI take over the shallow stuff, we free ourselves up to do the deep, meaningful work that no machine can replicate. It's about working with intention, not just working harder. And you know, this isn't even a new idea. The legendary computer scientist Donald Knuth quit using email all the way back in 1990. Can you imagine? He did it because he knew that his real job required uninterruptible concentration. He chose to be deep and focused instead of being easily accessible. And his work literally shaped the world of computer science. And that brings us to the final question. And this one is for you. We're really at a fork in the road. We can let technology keep chopping up our attention, leaving us in this constant state of distraction. Or we can use it strategically to get our focus back, to build our ability for deep work, and to become one of the focused few who are going to build the future. The choice is yours.
Please like and subscribe if you felt that this video was useful. This helps our channel to grow and encourages us to create more such useful content.